Seguimos, una tras otra las conferencias, nuevamente en inglés. Les decía recién que uno de los principales miembros de la ingeniería de Netflix está junto a nosotros, ¿no? Y el blockchain, Netflix, algo tan común para todos a nivel mundial. Bueno, sobre eso hablaremos, pero primero quiero presentarlo. Su nombre es Tejas Chopra, nos va a acompañar desde los Estados Unidos, conferencista internacional Keynote. Periódicamente también realiza sesiones sobre blockchain, arquitectura cloud, desarrollo de software, microservicios, etcétera. Vamos a pasar al inglés entonces. So I'd like to introduce you Tejas Chopra from USA. Tejas is an experienced software engineer with expertise and interest in building on-premise and cloud-native distributed system at scale, software as a service, API and microservices. Vast experience with object-oriented design, international keynote speaker, and periodically he conducts sessions on blockchain, cloud architecture, software development, microservices, distributed systems, etc. And we have here also one of the members of our organization, Nacho Varese. So welcome you both.
Okay, thank you. Welcome, Tesha. Thank you so much, and thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure and an honor
Yes,
for us, and really appreciate all your support, and really thank you.
thank you. I'm very excited to be here as well.
Okay, thank you very much, and okay, you can start.
Sure. Can you folks see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I will. Hello everyone. Today I'll talk about demystifying non-fungible tokens. We'll go over a brief agenda. What exactly are non-fungible tokens? Why do we need NFTs in the world today? What are some examples of NFTs? And for example, in the vertical of gaming, how can NFTs disrupt that? Finally, we'll get into how to create an NFT and then my take on NFTs. About myself, I am a senior software engineer at Netflix. I work on the data storage platform team here, which means that I manage the infrastructure that generates and manages exabytes of data that is produced by Netflix Studios. Previously, I was at companies such as Box, Datrium, Samsung, Apple, Tensilica. My interests lie in the field of blockchain and AI. A fun fact about me is that in the year 2014, I actually purchased 2 Bitcoins for less than $100. But then in the year 2018 or 2017, I actually sold them off to pay my rent. So in hindsight, it was such a bad decision. It would have been the costliest rent that I've paid till now, but you learn your lessons. Um, Disclaimer. So all views and opinions in this presentation are my own. They are born out of my interest for crypto, decentralized finance, and technology, and they do not represent the views of my company, Netflix. So when we talk about NFTs, we have seen that NFTs today is a very well-known term, but it has become well-known because of how the trading volumes of NFTs have grown over the past year. So if you see, the trading volumes have become 25x since December, and this is the amount of money that exchanged hands because of NFT trading. Um, it has seen a growth of 1785% over a year, and just the last month's sales were 47% of the overall sales of NFTs. There are some NFTs that went for $70 million, and that is a famous Beeple's painting. OpenSea, which is a marketplace for NFTs where you can buy and sell NFTs, saw the growth from 5 million in January to $100 million in April this year. So that's, if you look at the Google search analysis for the term NFTs, you will see that compared to the blockchain, the NFT search has really spiraled out of control. Uh, Talking about the most expensive NFT sold till date, it is actually Beeple's 5,000 Days. This is an artist by the name Beeple who sold this digital work for $70 million. And you might ask, what exactly is this? So this captures 5,000 days of the life of an artist. And in every day, every single day, he actually produced a small digital caricature. When someone asked the person who purchased this as to why did they pay so much for this painting, they said that this shows his journey as an artist over the past 13 years, how the colors have changed, how the moods have changed, etc. So, like any other collectible, the value of any commodity is the value someone is willing to pay for it. So, what exactly are non-fungible tokens? Uh, in our world, in the world that we see around us, there is a concept of fungibility. Fungibility implies a fungible token is the one that the value of which is not determined by the property. So, for example, if I hold a dollar, if I give a dollar to someone else, or if someone gives me a dollar, irrespective of whoever owned that dollar, once it has exchanged hands, the value of the dollar still stays the same. So the value is not based on who held the dollar in their hand or who owned the dollar. And the same is true for Bitcoin and Ethereum. But if you think of some of the entities around us, for example, the Mona Lisa painting, or your house, or a domain, all of these, the value of them is determined by their unique properties. And the value is also the one of the properties is who is the owner of that. So if one person owns the Mona Lisa, the value is because of the painting itself. And even if you click a picture of the Mona Lisa, the original will still retain its value. Non-fungible tokens are secured by the blockchain, and they can expand themselves into different verticals such as art, collectibles, domain names. A house or a car can also be backed by NFTs, and we'll get into how that is done. Why does the world need NFTs? In this world today, everything is becoming digital. There is a need to replicate scarcity, uniqueness, and proof of ownership that exists in the physical world in the digital realm. One example is digital assets today work only in the context of their product. You cannot exchange loyalty points of a credit card for, let's say, a digital ticket to a concert unless it is supported on the credit card platform. So that's the problem today. Creators can sell their work anywhere versus being dependent on the infrastructure and distribution provided by the platform. And also, they can retain ownership rights over their work and claim the resale royalties directly versus platforms such as music streaming services retaining majority of the profits. So how do NFTs work? NFTs have special properties. Each token that is minted has a unique identifier, and it is not interchangeable with other tokens. Each token has an owner and is easily verifiable. Um, so in other words, if you own an NFT, you can easily prove that you own it. No one can manipulate it in any way. You can sell it, and in some cases, this will earn the original creator some resale royalties. You can hold it forever, resting comfortably, knowing that your asset is secured by your wallet on Ethereum. If you create an NFT, you can easily prove that you're the creator. You can determine the scarcity. You can earn royalties every time it is sold. You can sell it on any NFT market or peer to peer. You are not locked into any platform and you don't need to intermediate. So one thing you can note is if you post pictures on Facebook or Twitter, let's say that you are posting a picture of the Eiffel Tower, and that picture is very unique, and people like it. Uh, Even though folks can share that picture, and no one will ever know that you're the creator of that picture or the person who clicked that picture. And anyone who shares anything on a social network makes money for the platform. So in NFTs, ownership is not handed over to the platform. It is actually baked into the content. So those are some of the characteristics of NFTs and why NFTs are needed and how do they work. There are examples of NFTs around us. So, like I said, a digital painting sold by Beeple was for $70 million. There are crypto punks, which you can think of are small, like digital assets. And just 3 days ago, I think Visa paid like 100K for buying a crypto punk. So there is a market for people to buy these digital assets. The very first tweet by Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter, was sold for like $2.9 million. So there was a person who wrote an essay online and sold it as an NFT. So as you can see, NFTs actually span different domains. They can go from art to gaming to essays and social media. Um, When it comes to gaming, you can actually see that NFTs can revolutionize the vertical of gaming, and gaming itself is a multi-billion-dollar industry today. So NFTs can provide records of ownership for in-game items and fuel the in-game economies. In regular games, you can buy items in the game. With NFT, you can actually recoup by selling it away when you're done with the game, and also make a profit if the item is more desirable. For game developers, as creators, they will earn royalty every time an asset is traded. Uh, Items that you grind for in a game can outlive the game itself. If the game is no longer maintained, your items will always be under your control, and it'll have a value outside the game as well. There are examples of NFTs that are beyond gaming. For example, in this today, the concept of metaverses is very common. So, what a metaverse is you have a physical universe that you exist, but if you augment it with virtual reality, augmented reality, artificial intelligence, you can create a virtual universe where you can not just like play games, but you can buy land, you can build houses or like buildings, art galleries, etc. And NFTs can then revolutionize the metaverses. So there are companies such as Decentraland, Sandbox, and CryptoVoxels. They allow you to hold this virtual land as NFT. Ownership gives you build access, so you can build conference centers. And as more people buy and build near you, your land value appreciates and you can sell. So in the future, you may have all these virtual conferences held in those metaverse conference halls rather than Zooms of the world. There is another example in sports. So NBA Top Shots, which captures the top shots of NBA game, actually is backed by NFTs, and it has seen more than $100 million in sales. The reason why it was widely adopted, and the reason why and the missing gap in NFTs today, is the fact that it does not let the end user know that there is any blockchain or NFT component to this NBA Top Shots, which means that the end user does not even care or know what is going on behind the scenes. That is a challenge that NFTs need to solve in different industries, where they need to just provide a seamless user experience. And once they do that, they will be able to like pervade different verticals as well. There are insurance policies that are backed by NFTs. Virtual cars like Crypto Motors F1 Delta game, they allow folks to play virtual games using NFTs. There are gold-backed NFTs as well, like for example, Bullionix. There are some names that carry more weight than the other names. For example, Vitalik Buterin, who's the creator of Ethereum, if you get that virtual name in a game or a project, that has a higher value. So you can, using NFTs, trade these virtual names in games and projects as well. Um, Now let us get into how to create an NFT. I created a small video of it, and I will stop the video and explain what's going on there. So we will be creating an NFT using OpenSea, which is the marketplace. You need to connect your Bitcoin or your blockchain Ethereum wallet to this OpenSea like website, and I have used MetaMask for it. MetaMask is easily like configurable, and it can be present in your browser as well. So it's a great wallet to start off with. So you can add funds to your account and then start either collecting or selling or buying NFTs. There are different chains supported on OpenSea. Ethereum is one, Matic is the other one, and you can as you can see, these are digital collectibles on OpenSea. You can see the different price points of this NFT and different attributes of the NFT as well, and some of the offers that folks had placed on this NFT to purchase it. Let us now go and create our own NFT. So we first create our collection here, and then we add our different NFTs into our collection. In this example, I've just used my own photo as the photo for the collection and the NFT. Thus, our NFT has been created. So this is how we actually went ahead with NFTs and created an NFT. Uh, yeah. Finally, coming to my take on NFTs. So people always complain that NFTs are, causing environmental impacts because of being backed by Ethereum. Whereas it is true to some extent that with proof of work, there is an environmental impact of the blockchain technologies that are being used today. But if you look at the estimated annual energy consumption with just Bitcoin, it is far lesser than the industries that it aims to disrupt, like banking and gold. Um, there is a concept of clean and dirty NFTs. Dirty NFTs are those that are backed by Ethereum 1.0, where it is proof of work and it uses a lot of energy. So Ethereum, which used to rely on proof of work, has now gone to Ethereum 2.0, which relies on proof of stake. And this will reduce the carbon footprint of Ethereum by 99.98%. The other factor to note is that two-thirds of the energy that is produced in the US today actually goes to waste. So mining will use the renewable energy from untapped remote locations to actually support blockchain development. So that then goes to say that NFTs will not have a large environmental impact. Um, the other thing to note is that 100,000 Visa transactions actually result in 149 kWh of energy being used, versus with Ethereum 2.0 and NFTs, 17.4 kWh energy will be used, which is just 11%. And if we talk about NFTs in the future, so some of the things that NFTs will enable is decentralized finance apps that let you borrow money against a collateral. Will then, instead of you placing a crypto such as Ethereum to get those USDs, you will place your NFT as collateral. And because NFT and like the collateral itself and the money and the NFT that you're placing, they share the same infrastructure. It is easy on Ethereum. The other thing is you can today purchase fraction of shares using apps such as Robinhood. The similar concept will pervade in the NFT world, where you can actually purchase a partial NFT. That will give investors and fans an opportunity to own a part without buying the whole NFT. So you can imagine owning a piece of the Picasso painting. And NFTs can go for even more assets, such as buying a home or a car. The deed can be on the blockchain. Just recently, someone came up with Git NFT, which is your open source commits on Git can be made into NFTs. And in the future, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, all of these social media companies will have posts that are backed by NFTs. So that's my presentation. Thank you all for being a great audience. And if you want to reach out to me, you can reach out on LinkedIn or email, and we can discuss anything on blockchain NFTs. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Tejas. It was a great honor to have you here from the US, from the Netflix company.